Hell in a Cell. Guess I should just talk about it. I thought it was a pretty good show. A lot better than the past two pay-per-views, which I thought were not great. Wait, what was... There's SummerSlam. That was okay. What was the one before that? I don't even remember. Wasn't that... Unless the last one. I don't freaking remember. All I remember is the past two pay-per-views weren't that great, I didn't think. This one I thought was a lot better than I expected because the card on paper, I'm looking right at it, sucked. I didn't write it down this time, so I looked it up. I don't remember the order. I'm going to try my best to remember the order. This is not in the order that it was on the show, but... The show started off with Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I hate 2 out of 3 falls matches most of the time because they usually... They've been changing it lately, but they're usually... One guy gets one fall, and then the next guy gets one more fall, and it always ends up as 3 falls because, duh, what's the point otherwise? But recently, they've been changing it to where there's only been 2 falls. That's weird. I find it weird that Cesaro lost his... I mean, they were really trying to make Ziggler look good. He kicked out of everything. It was a good match. It was a really good match. Not much to say about that. I didn't care about the story at all. Just enjoyed the match. It was a good match. It was a good way to open. Got the crowd going. Yeah, I really could not tell you what happened next. I want to say it was the Bella match. So I'll just talk about it as if it was. So the Bella match, again, a lot better than I expected. It was serviceable. It was fine. I didn't make me want to puke like most women's matches do. In fact, I'll say this now because I won't talk about the Divas title match later. I actually preferred this match to the Divas title match. This was a better match. But now we have to deal with a month of Bella Slave segments, and that's going to suck. That's not going to be fun at all. I haven't really been watching Raw that much anyway because it's been real bad. I, once again, don't recall what happened next. I don't think it was a tag match. It may have been the Hell in a Cell. It might have been Orton Cena, which was a great match. Well, great is a bit of a stretch. It was really good. It's amazing how those two guys can wrestle a million times and still just pull it out when they want to. Orton has his ups and downs, but when he's up, he's up. Cena is really consistent. As whatever you think about Cena, he is really consistent. He's really good. Just a good match. Really not much to say. It's kind of what I've been saying about everything, and it's what I'm going to continue to say. I have more to say, actually, about the later matches, so let's get to that. Tag match, I didn't watch it. That's my bad. I made food, and it must have been quick because I went and made food. The food, it was a microwavable dinner. It took 3 minutes to cook by the time I got back. I mean, it was a little bit longer than that, but by the time I got back, the match was over. So I don't even know who won. I think I saw the Stardust and Goldust win. Could be wrong. I can't comment on that. Rusev versus Big Show. I just hate that. Hate it. I don't like Rusev to begin with, but I really don't like the fact that Rusev's the bad guy. He's supposed to be the bad guy, the heel in wrestling lingo. And he continues to be fought by 2 men who are much larger than him at the same time and still prevailing. He actually fought, he beat up he kicked an American soldier last week in self-defense. That dude was running in after him. I would have kicked him too. Screw you. He's been booked to fight injured and win and prevail. Like, I don't know. It's bizarre to me how they're booking him, and I just don't like it. I don't like him either, so it doesn't matter. Lana's pretty hot, though. Divas title match. It was there. It exists. It was funny how Paige tapped out in 5, less than that. It was instantly. It was just like, oh, whoa. So, that exists, I guess. Am I missing something? I feel like Sheamus versus The Miz. Oh. I hate The Miz. I hate The Miz more than anything going. But I will say Damien Sandow is pretty hilarious. In the end, it was actually funny. When wrestling wrestling has a reputation for being unfunny. This was not that. This was actually kind of funny. And Damian Sandow's great. I hope he branches off and does something. Is one eyebrow lower than the other right now? Anyway, it kind of looks like it. Is my head tilted? Do I just have a lopsided face? Am I having a stroke? This is the last recorded thing you'll ever see of me because apparently I'm having a stroke and no one knows it. Granted, if I have a stroke while I'm recording this, there's no way I'm going to upload it, so no one will see it. So that, I'm pretty sure that leaves me to Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Now, this was really entertaining from beginning to end. I have a couple of issues with it. The main one is that I have a real hard time suspending my disbelief that this was some brutal match or that they're so hurt that they need to be carried away on a stretcher. I just can't. I am old enough to remember, and I'm sure a lot of wrestling fans are, Mick Foley. I'm in Hell in a Cell. In fact, they used Mick Foley to hype this match, reminding us that how brutal it was, and he still continued. But yet, some guy they fall 10 feet off halfway down the cage and fall onto tables, which I knew, that was another thing. I saw that coming a mile away because they kept taking stuff off the table. The monitors were for some reason already out of the table. So I'm like, okay, so I know where this is going instantly. They're both of the tables. I knew it. That kind of ruined that, and they were hanging up there for too long. That's nitpicky though. It was still fun. It was a good match. It was fun. It was not like a technically sound match, but it was entertaining. It was a really good story. And that feud has been the best thing they have done. It might be the best feud they have done in a real long time. I mean, I've been watching on and off. I didn't watch for a few years. But since I've been watching again, this is the best feud they've done. Maybe next to Triple H and Daniel Bryan, but other than that, it was great. The ending. Yeah, so I'm okay with it. I like the idea of Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt fighting. I just don't know. I feel like they're going to drop the ball with Bray Wyatt's motivations. The Jericho thing kind of fizzled Bray Wyatt out quite a bit. In fact, when Bray Wyatt showed up, the crowd barely reacted at all because they just forgot and didn't care. Last time they saw Bray Wyatt was when he was doing that mediocre Chris Jericho feud. And his motivations for that were really stupid. So I hope that I'm having trouble even coming up with a scenario as to why Bray Wyatt would give a crap about any of what's going on, why he would attack Dean Ambrose. I can't think of it. And the way they brought him in was a little corny. As soon as the lights went out, you knew what was going on. You knew, I mean, unless the Undertaker for some reason was coming back, no, everybody knew. I like how they cut off the feed so you couldn't see the cell phones, which was interesting. Because when they brought the feed back, the entire crowd had their cell phones out. What else? Yeah, I don't know. Cautiously optimistic about that. I don't like saying that. I'm going to say I'm cautious about it, more so than optimistic. But I really like those guys. Bray Wyatt was getting a little stale there near the end of his run, but he's back. Hopefully he'll bring something fresh. Maybe Dean Ambrose will bring something fresh out of him because he's the best face they've got going right now. I don't really like Roman Reigns that much, so I'm pretty sure I've said that in one of these videos. Yeah, I'm too lazy and tired to do something funny, so let's see if I can find something to be funny with to end this on. There's a lot of garbage around you can't see. I'm not going to show you, but my room's pretty messy. Yeah, no. I got nothing. See you. Oh, I'll end by just saying that the show was pretty good. Even with all that stuff that I have, it was still a pretty good show. It was way better than any of the Raws they've had recently. It was better than the last couple of pay-per-views they've had, and I enjoyed it.